Springtime is finally here, which means a lot of us are spring cleaning. I know I am, which is why my couch is flipped right now. I was spot cleaning it and so it's drying out. One of the things that a lot of people like to do during spring cleaning is declutter, and I like to declutter a lot throughout the year. Like seriously, I do it maybe every 3 to 4 months. Because I've been seeing a lot of videos right now on YouTube of people decluttering, I decided to hop on the train and do some decluttering myself. Now, I know that decluttering, it can be an overwhelming task. Because I do it more than twice a year, I feel like it's gotten easier for me to do it. I kind of wanted to share with you guys what I do when I declutter, so it's not too overwhelming. So I'm going to be figuratively speaking through all the rooms in my home, and then I'm gonna write down every area where I get stressed out. So the first room is my bedroom, and something that really stresses me out in my bedroom is my closet, because, well, closet and wardrobe, because we have a lot of clothes. In our mudroom slash entryway, there's nothing really there that stresses me out, so I'm not gonna do that. And then in the living room, I don't think there's anything in the living room that stresses me out either. In the kitchen, one thing that really stresses me out is all the amount of dishes I have to do every single day. So I'm thinking I need to declutter some of those out. So I'm just gonna write that down. Dishes. Oh, another place that really stresses me out in the kitchen is under the sink. I always have a mess there because I feel like it's so unorganized. So everything just like piles up on top of each other, and so for kitchen, I'm gonna do dishes under sink. Well, in our dining room, we really don't have anything here, so I won't do that. But in our guest room, I can't really do anything there because most of the stuff that's there actually belongs to Tobiah. So if he wants to declutter that, he can, but I'm not gonna do that. In the laundry room, yep, I can. In the laundry room, there is like this little corner where I keep all the dog stuff, and that kind of tends to also get disorganized, messy, and clean. So I'm gonna go through that and see if there's some stuff that I don't use that don't need to be there. Dog corner doesn't really have a name. And then bathroom. In the bathroom, also under the sink. But anyway, I just wrote all of that right here. And so basically I'm gonna focus on one of these things every day, so that way it's not like super overwhelming. Also, it doesn't even have to be on the same week. I can do like every other day, or 3 things on 1 week, 2 things. Well, I have 6 things, 3 things 1 week, 3 things the other. I don't know, whatever. It kind of just depends on like how much energy I have and how much time I have. So we'll get started. You don't have to declutter your whole house in one day if you don't want to, because chances are that if you have a lot of things and you haven't decluttered in a while, it's gonna be too overwhelming and you're gonna just end up with a mess and you're never going to finish. In this case, I started with my closet because I have a lot of clothes. So what I do is I typically take everything out of my closet. Like every single item, I take it out. Not my husband's stuff, because that's for him to decide, but my stuff, I take everything out, and then I look at every item one by one, and then I ask myself, have I worn this item recently? And if the answer is no, I ask myself why. So maybe it's the wrong season. Like right now, like we're in spring, so I wouldn't be wearing a coat, so that's why I haven't been wearing the item right now. But it could also be it's just because I don't like it, or maybe there's like a button on it that I keep saying that I'm gonna sew back on, but I don't, and it's been months, so maybe I need to just get rid of it. I don't know, I try to be really honest with myself of why I haven't worn that item, and then I separate it into a pile to look through later. So I do that every single item. If I feel like I haven't worn it for a while, I put it in a pile. And then once I'm done with looking at that pile, that's when I kind of start choosing. When you first start decluttering, it's really hard to let go of stuff, but the more you do it, the easier it gets to let go of things. Like, you just start getting used to not being so attached to things. So for me, the hardest thing to declutter is clothes, because I tell myself that I will wear it. I will wear it this summer. This summer I will wear it. This winter I am going to do that, and then I never actually do. So for me, the decluttering clothes is the most difficult part, especially because I feel like I haven't decided what my style is, but that is what I start with. Why am I like this? So I just went downstairs to our basement to just make sure that I had grabbed all the clothes that I own, and I found this, a whole tub. Now, I kind of have a feeling that it's not just my clothes that's in here. I think there's some of Tobias' clothes, but how is it that I still own so much clothes even though I'm constantly decluttering? I just can't. And I'm not gonna lie, there are times where it actually takes me 2 days to declutter one thing. This time for me, it did take 2 days to declutter my clothes, just because I had way more clothes than I thought I had. This is how much clothes I've decluttered since moving to Nebraska. So yeah, it took me a few days, so that did back me up a little bit, but it's okay because I'm not in a rush, and the point of me decluttering is to make my life easier. So I don't want to put stress on myself about decluttering, because then it defeats the whole purpose of why I'm doing it, if that makes sense. And then I do another room, and I think the next room that I did actually the week after was the bathroom. I don't know why, but under the sink of the restroom, it just gets very messy. I didn't have it organized at all, and when I moved into this house, I just kind of like threw everything that was supposed to be there in there, and I didn't like organize it or have it in any sort of way. So every time that I needed something, I had to be lifting things up and look through piles. And so yeah, I was not about that anymore. So that was the next room I decluttered. And I'm not really gonna organize anything. I'm just gonna dump it all in these bags and deal with it some other time. I'll show you guys. I threw this much stuff away, and I put this much stuff away. I mean, I'm getting rid of this much stuff. So it's definitely going to be a lot easier to get in and out of this drawer and find stuff I like when there's not so many things in the way. And then I decluttered my kitchen. And the kitchen was a little difficult to declutter because even though I'm in the kitchen a lot, I'm still learning how to cook and how to make things. So I sometimes underestimate how many things I need. The biggest thing I was struggling with is keeping up with dishes, because I would always see that I had a big pile of dirty dishes to wash, but I would just walk past through it. I tried to sit down and think about what areas in my kitchen need to be decluttered and why. So I tried to problem solve. And a problem that I was encountering is that I would see a pile of dirty dishes in the sink, but because I saw a lot of clean dishes in the cupboards, I would just not wash the dishes and use the clean dishes. And I would do that until I had used up every single clean dish. And then there was a day where I had to do, 20 hours of dishwashing, and who wants to do that? Not me. So I decided to take some of the dishes out that I wasn't using, and I saved them and I put them on the top shelf of the cover, and those are the ones that I use for guests. If I notice that I'm starting to grab some of the dishes up there because I'm lazy to wash dishes, then I'm going to put these in a box and put them in the basement instead. But for now, I will trust that I have self-control and I will leave them up there, even though they don't look aesthetic and pleasing to the eye. But at least it's out of my reach because I am a shorty, so I would have to like tiptoe or, you know, you saw. This is a conclusion of all the things I'm getting rid of. And this might not seem like a lot to you, but for me, I'm seeing less dishes to wash. Plus, I have a bunch stored up there. So it's a win for me. Once I'm done decluttering, the biggest thing to ask myself is, what am I going to do with the things that I have just decluttered? And most people like to take their things to a Goodwill or just to any thrift store and donate all of their stuff. Personally, I like to do things a little differently. I like to have a little more fun with it. And the first thing that I like to do after I have decluttered my clothes is actually invite all my friends over to my house, and I actually provide some snacks, and I ask them if they can bring some snacks, but I also ask them to bring the stuff that they decluttered. And then we all meet at my house and we look at each other's stuff, and then we swap with each other. And it's a really fun and easy way to make more room in your home, but also maybe get a new wardrobe or new pieces for your kitchen or whatever without spending a dime. And I think it's just so fun to have like a girls' day where we all just get together and we swap stuff with each other. It's really fun. I've done it before a few times and I really enjoy it. But then after doing that with my friends, after swapping and everything, then I like to make a yard sale. And again, I invite them. They can come and join me and bring their stuff and we do a yard sale together, or I'll just do a yard sale by myself. I love making yard sales. I usually go all out when I make yard sales. I like make sure I clean everything and tag everything, and then like sometimes I'll, like for example on shoes, I'll write like the shoe size, and I don't know, I like to go all out when it comes to yard sales. I have followed on Pinterest some people who are like professional yard sellers, and they give me really good tips, and then I make a really big yard sale. So that's what I'm hoping to do, and I'm planning toward it. Next week my friends are coming over so we can swap with each other, and then after that we'll plan the yard sale. So but of course, you know, you don't sell everything on yard sales. So then after swapping with my friends and after making a yard sale, if I still have a lot of things left, then I go to a thrift store and I donate it. But I like to do those things first before going to the thrift store, just so that I can get some extra pieces in my closet for myself, for my friends, and so I can make a little bit of extra cash. And then yeah, but that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I know I haven't posted any videos in a while. It's been a crazy year in a good way. A lot of things have changed. I love it. But anyway, thank you so much, and until next time, bye. Have a blessed day.